It's true. It's so true. And we gotta rejoice because this has been a problem for the last decade of my life. It's been a problem for the last decade of your life. So everybody should be pumping it up. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. We are making this show 7 days a week, or at least that's how Nintendo's setting it up, because we got two big Switch truths coming through. Rumors slash issues that now are confirmed, so we are quite happy today. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. We got one with the Joy-Con, and we got one with a new Switch game. Where should we start? Let's start with the new Switch game. All right, this was reported by Dr. 81, a YouTuber that I like to follow, and one that I have sort of reported on, made videos on in the past. And one thing we talked about was a big third-party game coming to Nintendo Switch that maybe wasn't expected. Now, this one's extra interesting because we're getting a bunch of old games in this franchise and also getting the latest game in the franchise. So many of you know that in October, we're getting the Batman Arkham trilogy for Nintendo Switch, which should be pretty sweet. Can't believe it took so long to get. But we're also getting Gotham Knights, baby. Now, I'm of two minds of this because I personally think Gotham Knights is very yikes. I think it's incredibly mediocre compared to the Arkham games, yet I know it is a popular title, and yet I know it is a newer title, and the ESRB in the United States has updated their Gotham Knights page to show that it has been rated for Nintendo Switch as well. It's been confirmed that this is not a typo mistake. The page has been changed, and they added Nintendo Switch. Initially, it was just PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and Windows PC. They've added Nintendo Switch, and you bet your butt this is going to get announced very soon. Now, it's really interesting because we're getting the Arkham games, which is like, oh, a throwback, but hey, it's Batman on Switch. And now we're also getting Gotham Knights, but I guess that's not Batman, it's all these other schmucks. So pick your poison. Even though this is exciting to get a newer game, I would recommend the Arkham collection. I think those games are far superior, and even with their older start date, I think they hold up better. But nonetheless, Gotham Knights, good call, Dr. 81, good find. And this is something, like I said, that I talked about before, and now it is probably going to be revealed at the Direct. If not, I guess it could be just a Twitter reveal. We've had a few of those lately with like, oh, Solar Ash is coming to Nintendo Switch, and Company of Heroes is coming to Nintendo Switch. Gotham Knights is also coming to Nintendo Switch, and, you know, it's not a bad game. I just feel like I wanted more of a true Arkham experience, and I feel like Gotham Knights tried to be in, like, online game, a games as a service game, and that to me always dilutes and dampens the fun. It feels like Far Cry with Batman characters, and I don't know. I didn't love it. Maybe it'll run really good on Switch. Maybe it'll be a fun thing to take portably, but at the very least, you got a bunch of Batman universe things, Gotham universe things, DC universe things coming to Switch very soon. For me, though, the bigger cheer is for Nintendo publishing a patent for Hall Effect joysticks on their Joy-Con. Now, if you don't know what this is about, it's the best thing since sliced bread, because Nintendo Joy-Con, funny little controllers, you know, we're all kind of up and down on them. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they have the SL and SR buttons, which are so small, barely a baby can press it. But one thing we all agree on is that the drift sucks. Drift has been an issue that Nintendo has dealt with for all 7 years of Nintendo Switch. There have been lawsuits, there have been complaints, there have been articles, there have been repairs. There hasn't really been a tried and true fix yet. Third parties have attempted with different kinds of Joy-Con, with different kinds of repair kits. People have been, blowing air. People have been doing everything, cleaning it out. We just need a true fix for Switch 2. And on September 7th, Nintendo published a patent for a Hall Effect joysticks and Hall Effect Joy-Con, most likely meaning this is what they're taking into Switch 2. Now, I saw some research online that showed Nintendo patented something with Joy-Con for Switch about a year before that system came out. This being published in September, and we're expecting the next Switch to arrive next fall, it lines up perfectly. And so I do believe that this patent, which was filed a long time ago in May, but published in September, is being published now in anticipation of the next console launch. And it seems like the next console will have driftless Joy-Con. Now, what is a Hall effect? Is it so special, or is it just something that stretches between two classrooms? No, it's in fact very great, because normal sensors that the Joy-Con 1 have, like in here, it's a physical connection. And so that thing kind of wears down, it gets mucky, it gets dirty, it gets all globby, and that's why we get drift. It gets stuck effectively. But the Hall effect is using a magnetic field, so there's no actual like physical connection, and so it can't physically wear down, and so you have these pure, beautiful, brilliant sticks that will not drift, and we can actually play our games the way we intend to play them. I know plenty of people that have a busted Switch Lite, that have busted Joy-Con, that have busted Pro controllers even, that can't get their games to go the way they need them to go. Mario is just stuck going the wrong direction, and that really sucks. And honestly, it's the one like black mark on Nintendo Switch amongst a bunch of just gravy, confetti, fireworks. Everything about the Switch is super successful, but I would say the Joy-Con do need an upgrade. And the first place that they can be upgraded is inside for here. The stick getting the Hall effect sensor is going to be a massive improvement and should eradicate Nintendo Switch drift once and for all, which is so good. And that would be the biggest, one of the biggest improvements Nintendo can make that isn't like, oh, better graphics, better power. Yeah, we all want that. But eliminating drift would be so darn nice. Now, they should also improve the Joy-Con as a whole, I believe. I think they should make these side buttons bigger. I'd like it if they made their natural buttons bigger, and I'd really like it if there was a D-pad on the left Joy-Con. We'll see what kind of upgrades they make, if it's just going to be, hey, these are better performing Joy-Con because now they have the Hall effect sensor, or if there will indeed be a premium upgrade to the Joy-Con itself. We've seen consoles like Sony PlayStation upgrade their controller a little bit each time. You know, we have the DualShock, the DualShock 3, DualShock 4, then we have their new controller that has all the fancy bells and whistles. Nintendo Switch probably will not see that big of an uptick, PS4 to PS5, but we could get a refinement. We could get a nicer Joy-Con. Maybe it does have a better solution for these interior buttons. Maybe it does have a better trigger. I think the places you can improve this the most are the stick. They're doing that. The triggers, we'll see. And then also the D-pad. A D-pad would be very great, especially for all the indie titles and the 2D titles that Nintendo Switch does like to house. But sticks and triggers would be my two biggest picks, and honestly I'd like them a little bigger, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I imagine that Nintendo will keep compatibility so your old Joy-Con can slide onto your new Switch 2, maybe not vice versa. There's nothing that says the Switch 2 Joy-Con have to slide back onto your Switch 1, so perhaps we do have some leeway in terms of upgrades we can make, but I'm just really glad that drift should and could and would be eliminated. Now, there is a small chance, grain of salt chance, that Nintendo is making this patent and not going to use it. Nintendo has filed plenty of patents in the past that they don't end up using, but this one is so on the nose, right? This isn't like we're making smell-o-vision and a vitality sensor and maybe we'll find an application one day. No, this is like, dude, we're patenting fixing the Joy-Con. We're patenting joystick magnetic field Hall effect sensor upgrade. And to not use that would be a slap in the face of every Nintendo Switch purchaser, every Joy-Con user, everybody that has touched a stick in the last 7 years. And I don't think Nintendo will do that. I think in this case, it's such an obvious patent. It's such a specific patent. It has such a direct implication that we are indeed going to get the results, the rewards of this patent. And it won't turn out to just be vaporware that never exists. But we'll have to wait and see. We do have some great reports on Switch 2 graphics and performance, that is looking sexy, that it's running the Matrix Awakens UE5, that Zelda Breath of the Wild is doing cool stuff. Who knows what's next? I do think leaks will continue to flow. We got a direct. We got more people talking. We got leakers aplenty. So I'll keep you posted on all the latest and greatest. But two awesome truths for Nintendo Switch today. Two things came true. Nintendo is fixing Joy-Con. Nintendo looks like it's getting Gotham Knights as well. Let me know which you're more excited for in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, SwitchForce out.